Today at Speakeasy Club, we're joined by Luke and Ryan, renowned for brunches, one-off events, and Summer Jam Festival. These guys have been killing it in the West End for many years, and now they're ready to basically give us the ins and outs of the festival coming up. So, Luke and Ryan, happy to join us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Talk about how you guys met and how it all began, really.
Me and Ryan, known each other over 15 years.
Right.
Well,
Ryan's older brother. He's a friend of mine from my area, and that's how we kind of met. Probably on nights out, probably area of Watford, wasn't it? When we
Yeah.
first met.
yeah.
Ryan was there every week.
Every Saturday I was there. I travel from South East London.
He wasn't even a promoter, but he was. And yeah, that's where we met really. And to be fair, it was Ryan. Ryan got me into promoting. Ryan was killing it in the West End in Funky Buddha days when that was at its height.
Wow.
And I'll never forget it. I'd moved out and I had a flat. And basically, like, my job was covering the bills, but I thought, I need a bit extra money. So I like going on holidays and obviously, like, buying trainers and all that. And I thought, let me ring Ryan, let me see if there's any bar work going. He's always in the clubs and that. And I thought, the clubs he goes to and works out there, they're wicked. And I thought, if I go there, it's like a night out anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not spending money. And if I earn £80 a week, and this was like, 10, 12 years ago, so that would have been all right. Do you know what I mean? Like, cost of living weren't as bad then. So I thought I could do that, save that money, and that can be like my little holiday money. And I'll never forget, I messaged him and he just started laughing. And he was like, working behind a bar. He was like, bro, I made 3 bills last week. Like, come and be a promoter. He goes, that was just on Tuesday. He goes, I probably met again. And I was like, what? I didn't really know, like most people, when they think of a promoter, they think people stand on the street handing out flyers and all that. And Ryan just explained to me, no, it's not like that. And at the time, he worked with Malachi, and them two were just like, them two were a joke.
Yeah.
And he said to me just one time, he said, look, just come down on a Tuesday. And I thought, Tuesday, bro, I got work in the morning. Like, I was thinking, look, surely there's gonna be no one there.
Yeah.
And went down there, and it was just rammed, and it was just like top tier people as well. Like, I was used to going out in Watford where you got like some nice people, but then you got some riffraff as well. But this was just unbelievable. And that's when you had like Max Dennon coming through, Colin Francis was killing it. And the music was just like, it was mad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Every Tuesday was.
What sort of era was this? Like, what year?
2014.
Yeah, I was 23 at the time, yeah.
It was before 2014, 2011.
Was it?
So Naya was 2012.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just before that. Yeah, just before that.
2014 was about when it started to close.
Yeah,
down.
towards the end of it, actually. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, this is mental. And this is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like wall to wall ram. Like
Rammed.
sold out.
Honestly. And it
Unreal.
I couldn't believe it. And yeah, him and Malachi just pulled me and said, like, like, you can earn so much money. Like, it's unlimited. He goes, the more people you bring out, you get paid £10 a head. And I thought, really? I thought, yeah, I'm going to try that. Like, I don't want to find a bar now. And that was it, really. Yeah. And then from there, I started the Funky Buddha, and they were doing Dollhouse at the time as well.
Yeah, Dollhouse Saturdays, yeah.
And and then we just went from there, and we just carried on from there.
And so in a way, you kind of built the family, really. You kind of got everyone together.
Yeah, but then I got brought in as well, though, because it was like, Malachi got me involved in Funky Buddha in the first place.
Okay.
Tom with Kashi.
Yeah.
And then I got Luke involved.
All right.
So then we brought like a family like that way.
All right. And how long do you guys stay in the West End for? Did you like move from club to club, or was it?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, we had
Funky Buddha and Dollhouse.
Yeah.
And then Dollhouse was wicked. Like, the music in there was a joke.
Yeah.
But with it being sort of slightly towards East London, some of the crowd was a bit, and there was a few times in it when, a few things happened. They lost their license. But yeah, then so we had to go somewhere else. Where did we go after? I think we come and work with you somewhere. Do you know where we come and work? We worked at
Werewolf.
Yeah, Werewolf for a bit.
But there's another one in Leicester Square.
It was Leicester Square.
Oh, Rise.
Yeah,
Rise.
That was Gurge's place as well.
Yeah, Rise. Yeah. And remember we used to have the male strippers before. We used to stand out there.
Oh yes.
And there's all them Hindus coming out.
What do you call it? Oh, flipping out. What were they called? I got to big them up. Actually, that'll be good for our next person. Actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So we used to wait for them to finish, and then we started our club night. And that was right. I've got a picture of him still on my Instagram now with Bobby Valentino.
Yeah.
We brought him down there.
Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Iggy actually.
Yeah, we had quite a lot of them, Little Mix. We had loads of celebrities there.
Yeah. So I think that was the next one. And then after that, we branched off for a little bit. So I think Ryan was staying there because he was still getting loads of people there. But I was struggling to get people, and I really wanted to go to Mayfair Club. And at the time, that was when like Kieran Chang, Jermaine was there, Donald. Yeah. They had Sammy Porter doing a 6-hour set of every music genre. Like, nothing like what he's not now. Like he's now. And what an unbelievable DJ, by the way. Like still to this day, my favorite DJ. Back then, he knew everything about old school hip hop, garage, everything. Like, everyone thinks now Sam Porter, big house DJ.
Yeah.
But honestly, his music,
Ibiza.
his range is unbelievable.
He's doing really well.
Like he play hip hop tracks that like, you know, the ones on the album that are not even released, and you only know him if you know about like hip hop or whatever. And then eventually Ryan come over there because I was like, Ryan, you need to come Mayfair Club, like Mayfair Club.
That's where the Desi B was playing as well.
Yeah, the Desi B, yeah.
The bongos.
Yeah, so we still use Desi for the for our festivals and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's where we first met him. And again, him there, it was just wicked. That was my favourite club, West End of all time. Club back in the day.
And after Mayfair Club, what happened after that? Did you guys start doing your brunches?
No, so we did Libertine for a little while.
Yeah.
But then I think like me and Ryan didn't really get on with it because there's a lot of the like, you got a group of 8 girls, 3 of them can't get in, but six or 7 can, or, you know, whatever, something like that. And then obviously the people come to you as a promoter, they're like, well, 2 of them can't get in. What's going on? And then you're just like, whoa. Okay, what do I say? Because you know why they haven't got in. But me and Ryan aren't really like that. Like we're like, no, listen, if you come out for a good time and you're going to cause no trouble, that's all we want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was hard, and I think we just thought we can't do this because we don't want to be those guys who said, sorry, no, your mate doesn't look right. Whatever that might be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think it was.
So that was happening in the scene at that point.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah,
Really.
that was all. Remember around the time when that stuff happened at District, and then like Stormzy put it on one of his tracks, and the promoter said something about, oh, you didn't tell me your friends were black, and you know. All
that was that racist thing that came out, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it was just stuff, and it wasn't always racist. Like sometimes it would just be someone, their body shape wasn't right, or they might even look like facially or like naturally look okay, but they might be dressed a bit scatty or whatever they might think.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, if you turn a whole group away, it's one thing, but they would literally say, right, yeah, you three can come in, but she can't and she can't. And then
in front of them.
Yeah, in front of them. Yeah. Like, you know what some of these West End girls are like? They can be ruthless.
Yeah. And
then obviously as promoters, like, what do you say to that? Because
in a way, you're just trying to do your job, really.
Yeah. We bring them to the clubs. When they can't get in, who they come to?
Yeah.
Come to us. You know what I mean? So it was hard. Like I didn't like it. Like I just felt so bad for some of these people. And these are like young girls, 22, 23-year-old girls. They're then now stranded in the middle of London. And then, you know, they're struggling to find someone to get in. And back then, like, West End was busy, so you couldn't just turn up to a club. Like, you had to have guest lists. And we got past, this is back when you used to get like free drinks before 10:30 and all that, and free entry before 10:30. If you didn't get there by 11:30, you weren't getting in.
Yeah, you weren't getting in,
and I think it was Karshi had Hyde, didn't he? Karshi got involved in the Hyde. In Kensington. And then he just said, look, it's a bit different. It's a restaurant with a little sort of lounge, sort of clubby bit. Why didn't you come and get involved in that?
Oh, yes.
And then we went over there, and that was so much better.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's when
a lot of our guests preferred it as well.
Yeah.
Because you had like the food part at the start and then you party after, so a lot of them like preferred it.
Yeah. So you talk about like your guests and stuff. Was like the crowd that were coming, they were coming because they knew you and they knew the places you guys chose were good spots, or was it about going to the club with a certain name? Like in those days in the West End, what was the like secret sauce that you guys had?
I think one thing that we've always done, and I think it benefits us now, is that a lot of our guests buy into us.
Yeah.
Because one, we never lie. So, you know, you get promoters say, come down, babe, we'll give you a free table.
Yeah.
This and that, and they get there and there's 50 girls on the table and they all get a drink each. Like, we would never say that. We were never like that. We were always honest. So we say, listen, we've got a promoter's table and we can probably give you a couple of drinks on there. You won't have your own table. Unless we could. And if we could, then we would. And if they had to pay, we'd tell them they have to pay. Like, if they could get them for freedom, always going to say, look, you've got to be there by 10:15, otherwise you won't get in free. So I think that was one thing that people respected and appreciated. Yeah. And two, like, we would never do somewhere with like dead music.
Yeah.
So like, it might be a wicked venue, but if the music's crap, we're not interested, because me and Ryan are both like really into music. We like similar music.
Yeah.
And I think one thing as well, we actually genuinely love a night out.
Yeah.
Like back then, we would go there, and then like how many times we end up in like Egg afterwards? Yeah. Some rave till 6 in the morning because we were out and we're like, nah, tonight's been wicked, and we made some good money. Like, let's go out. So I think all of that, people buy into it and they feed off the energy that we, you know, especially Ryan. Like, Ryan's there and he's partying more than the birthday girl, because that's just Ryan, and everyone loves it. Like, energy is like it's unmatched that Ryan brings. And then, especially with the Mayfair Club, we had like Desi on the bongos, in a vest and a nightcap, going mad, sweating. Everyone's all the energy, and then he's dancing. Everyone's getting their phones out. Like, honestly, it was almost like a double act, but it worked so well because like it's just such good vibes and good energy. And it's not it's different to some of the exclusive West End clubs. Are amazing clubs, and you get like beautiful women, beautiful people in there, but you haven't got that same vibe. Whereas people know, come with us, you have a good time. Do you know what I mean? And that was that was one big thing I think we really sort of strive for. And then when we started our own events, that's what we've always gone for. Like, we just want the right people there for the right reasons, not necessarily because you look great or do you know what I mean? It's not really about that. It's about you know, having a good time and coming out there thinking I had a wicked night.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah, because people from the West End, like 10 years ago, still come out of you now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like, even towards when we start talking about your brunches, like when I've gone to your brunches, I've seen people that have been to your like Anaya
Back in the day.
ago, I haven't seen you in 10 years.
Yeah.
Because Junior used to have hair. I said, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it's really good. So when did you guys start doing your brunches then? Because you got your West End following.
Yeah.
Moved on to your brunches.
Yeah, so it was like I don't even know. So I think it was 2016. I think it was, and what it was, Ryan was an unbelievable promoter. Like, he was an animal.
Yeah.
Like, every week, like, he was hitting retainers and he was like, at times, especially when we did Hyde and everything was together, like, he was carrying me like 100%. And I was always like lucky because I had a few like social friends from football and other bits, so I could book in tables and that. But he was the next level, and it got to a point where I can't remember where we was working, and I just see like whoever it was paying us, and I was thinking, I need to be doing that. I need to be paying the promoters, not being a promoter, because I'm not so as sociable as he is, and everyone, like, the way he is and his energy is just it's just like it's so unique, and like you never hear anyone say a bad word about him.
No,
everyone loves him, and that plus his energy and how much he speaks to people and how he just is with everyone. He's such a loving person. People just want to be around him. They just feed off his energy, and you can't compete with that.
No.
But then we and him always worked so well together, like, as a team. And one thing we did, and like you must know from back in the day, and I don't know if you did as well, when you used to have the guest list and that, the amount of like promoters that used to fall out was like, well, hang on, you was meant to be on my guest list, but you said,
fighting over guests.
Whereas me and him, we never did that. We've never ever once had an argument. And if there's a group of girls where we both know it's one person in the group, we say, no, it's cool. If there's 10 of them, we'll split it, no problem, because that, you know, that's fair. But I mean, there's some promoters who used to work for you, Julian, that I'd nearly come to blows with because they want to argue over £20. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's
which names? Say the names.
Or tell girls they're not going to get in next time they come.
All that, telling girls, so you got to guess this again. You ain't coming back to the club, like, blah, like all that nonsense.
I'm sure you've already know who it is anyway. So.
But like, do you think that West End beef was kind of good in a way because he kind of get you guys competitive, or do you reckon it was just a bit silly?
No,
I think it was silly. I don't think it needed to get to that stage. But like, but then I feel like them promoters probably felt threatened because of
that's correct.
That, do you know what I mean? I mean, we never felt like that.
Yeah,
no,
it wasn't like that. We were just like, it's our friends or guests coming out. We just party with. That's it.
Yeah,
make money, go home.
Right,
it's been a good night. But other promoters took it to heart. Like, it was their like the ride or die. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And I think as well, like with me and him, like no one will ever say like, oh, Luke's a creep or Ryan's a creep or there's, but everyone knows promoters who like only promote for one reason. And that's to be around girls that they wouldn't be around in normal life. So, and I think so some of them, they see it as like, oh, I can use it a way to get girls and I'm making money from it. So then when girls are like, oh no, I'm going out with Luke and Ryan, like we have a much better, like, they just like I said, taking it personally. And then, me and him, we kind of stayed away from that, didn't we? Like because there's times where I think we had conversations about, oh, should we get someone else involved, like help build up the night? But you looked around and you're thinking, but he's going to try and be funny, or there's some promoters, and I won't say names, but where girls would say, "Oh, is he still working there? Because I'm not coming."
Yes, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
A few of them.
Yeah, a couple of them, and plus people like that I just don't want to be around anyway. I don't want to be associated with them. I don't want. I don't want to. I don't want to start arguing with someone when we're because we still see it as work, even though we party. We still see it as work. So we want to be as professional as we can.
Totally.
So when we're doing these nights, if there's someone there who's working it and he's a clown, again, there was someone else who worked at Cirque for a very long time. I'm sure everyone knows who that is. Yeah. And he started to start an argument with me in the Mayfair Club, and I said, bro, I'm not arguing with you here in front of people. Like, this is embarrassing. And it was literally over £30, like 3 girls. Yeah. £30, and it's just like stuff like silly. I'd rather just take myself away from those situations. Yeah. And like I said, that me and him, like we're not confrontational people. We just want everyone to have a good time. Yeah. So we just stayed away from that.
What's your thoughts on the West End culture? Do you reckon it's like, obviously 10 years ago to now, would you say it's dead? Or would you say it's...
I'd say it's dead now compared to how it used to be. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
I think so. I went to Dear Darling a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
First of all, £40 to get in.
What?
Let you... Yeah, £40 to get in.
All right.
And I went with someone who we've worked with for a long time, and even he couldn't pattern that. So He was like, bro, you're gonna have to pay. I was like, oh, it's fine, thinking £20,
Yeah.
£40 to get in.
Oh my God.
And
Because now the door does make up the price, you know?
yeah, let's make it.
Yeah.
He said something like, oh, it's past 1 o'clock, it's £40. I just thought, surely it's less because there's only 2 hours left. How's it more when there's less time? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was all right, but it's just, I think where we do so many brunches, and especially the last 2 years, we've done a thing called the rooftop series. So we've gone around different rooftops in London
Nice.
and done these events. So obviously it's all about like sunshine, bright, being outside, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then to go to somewhere like that, like in Dear Darling, where it's like underground, and it's a nice club, but it's all dark. It's just dark and strobe lights. And I don't know, I just thought, well, we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
I think I couldn't do this every Saturday.
Oh yeah, nah. The thought of standing outside the club waiting for guests to turn up,
No.
hoping that the birthday girl comes. They've been out all day, hoping that they're not drunk and they can all get in. It's just stress.
Okay.
Maybe because we're all getting older as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Obviously, at the time, obviously, I done it. Like, that's what it was about. But now, the thought of doing it now, no chance.
No.
I think it is different now as well. I don't know, maybe we start old saying, oh yeah, it's not the same anymore. But I don't think it's even like in Dear Darling, that, like obviously like Donald and Prince and that are there. So they're guys that they go to generally the best clubs. And it was like, don't get me wrong, it was good. And like Donald and Prince had like the normal sort of people I'd expect out, but then the table next to us was like some guys who looked like they just come from work, like they were in like shirt and blazers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they were older, and then there was some like really, really young girls in there. So it's very like sort of anyone they can get in there. Whereas before, I think
It was West End. Everyone kind of not looked the same, but everyone fitted in the room.
it's just similar crowds, wasn't it? Yeah.
But now they're just putting, all right, look, I just need to make money now. Let's throw this table here, throw this table there. So so it's dead, really.
Yeah.
Before it was more structured, I'd say.
Yeah. But I think before, like, you didn't have things like brunches and like, a lot of day events. So I think like that was like now, if someone wants to message me or Ryan about their birthday, they want to know what brunch is on, or they might say like, oh, what's good in the daytime in London? I didn't get anyone messaging me saying what nightclubs are good.
Yeah.
No one. But back in the day, like especially Mayfair Club days, we didn't even have to message. We'd throw up the flyer.
Yep.
You get ping, 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 ping,
Yeah.
and this was like before like Instagram was really big. This was like BBM days.
Yeah.
So like, do you know what I mean? The promotion was so easy back then because everyone was out Saturday night, like no matter what. And then I mean, we used to at one point we did Tuesday nights at Funky Buddha, Thursday nights with you at Buddha, Fridays at Shaka with you, and then Saturdays at Dollhouse. At one point we had lists everywhere, and every week we're having people out.
And I think that was a heyday as well, because I remember paying out some promoters £800, £900 a week. Some people.
Yeah.
And I would be like, flipping hell, this must have been, and that was one person. Or some people was just sending me guest lists of making thousands of pounds. But nowadays, I don't think them boys are making that money.
Yeah, nah.
No, and like, I mean, when I went to Dear Darling, I went with Knox, and he was outside. He's like, I'll wait outside for you. And he was there, and he was on his phone, and he was ringing someone. And I just thought, like, I respect what you're doing. You're still doing it. I don't know how you're doing it, bro.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're around the same age as me, and you're still out here grafting. And, like, you know, listen, fair play. Like, and he does well. He has people working underneath him and that. And, you know, and I just, a lot of his, I can't deal with, like, the door staff and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big man now. I can't have, you know, like young girls like looking me in my face, looking me up and down. Like,
Oh, man.
who I am, man.
No.
No, we done a couple of after parties after our rooftop events at Libertine.
Okay.
And Donald and Knox like, yeah, come down. You can do your after party there. You can run a list.
Yeah.
Like me and Ryan turning out, and they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, oh no, we're running a list tonight. They're like, so? And they're making us stand on the other side of the road like we're clowns.
It's things like that. It's when you say to yourself, this is why I know I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just rude.
you don't even know if your guests are going to get in.
Yeah.
They're looking at you like you're not even going to get in, even though if you've got a list there. It's just like, what's going on here?
What's going on? Yeah. It's like I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why are you trying to make me look stupid for?
We've got like girls in the queue going in, and we're over the other side of the road. They're like, babe, you coming in? We're going, yeah, we're just waiting for someone. Just waiting. On the phone, innit? You're not on the phone. It's just like, sorry, where are you, babe? Sometimes we can't get in.
Oh, gosh.
And it's just, I do what, seeing like Donald, like someone who's there for years and years, and you even try and get, and even he like gets talked to a certain way. And I think even Donald, who's probably made them thousands upon hundreds of thousands of pounds with all his guests and stuff, even he hasn't got like the strength that he should have with any like that. And I think especially after we done Hyde, where obviously Kashi was like involved there.
Yeah.
And then it's basically me and him running, him, and then we're like alongside with Kashi running the night. So like we ran the whole thing.
Yeah.
So if someone, you know, couldn't get in, we'd be able to sort it. You know, any issues or problems at all, like we had a good relationship there. So I think after that, like anything, like once you get hit a certain level, to drop down again is like, you're like, nah, I can't do that again.
It's no point.
Yeah.
And I think after being disrespected so much, and now you're in charge of your own business, you feel, what's the point of me going back?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it kind of worked out.
We'd have like an event in SDK with like 350 people.
Yeah.
making like, you know, making SDK thousands upon thousands of pounds. We've got Libertine and we're getting talked to like kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what we've just done? We just sold that SDK.
Yeah.
And now, you know what I mean? You're telling me I can't come in. Like,
Yeah, you're so true. That's so true, man. So when did your brunches start then? So was it after, would you say about 5-6 years ago you guys started the brunches?
so we started Sunday Jam first.
Oh yeah, Sunday Jam, yep.
And that was like the day event. And then it was about, that was December the 4th, we started our first event
Yeah.
in 2016. And then about 6 months later, it was like May time.
Yeah.
We started the brunch and we did it, that was in Milton Keynes, I remember.
Yeah.
We did it in Milton Keynes and we did it and it was a lovely venue and we did it on a Saturday. But everyone I know, pretty much everyone me and Ryan knows plays football.
Football on Saturday, yeah.
So we was like, it got to like, no joke, a week before we had about 98 girls and we had 3 men. And one of them was a DJ. And I was like, oh no, like we're gonna, so I'm scrambling, me and him are messaging everywhere. We managed to get a few people, but I think we had no more than 15 man there?
Yeah.
We had like deals on that table and then Tyler come.
Yeah, I'll say about 15 man.
And we just threw this party but it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like the vibe, it was like a sunny day.
Yeah.
And it was just wicked, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like it was so good. And it was, I think back then brunches had just started coming a thing here. Like people had been to Dubai, been to brunches, but there wasn't loads here. And then we just brought our vibe, our energy, you know, music and stuff. Especially someone like Milton Keynes, they'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
But we always had people like who travel. Like if Ryan says he's doing a party, there's certain people from Ryan's area know it'll be a wicked party, so they'll travel from Hayes kind of ways. So we had a bit of a mix of people, and then from there, it just snowballed. We got approached by the florist in Watford when it first opened.
I came to that event.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did, yeah.
And that one really put us on the map because that was like, okay, you're doing brunch in serious venues now.
And the venue was really nice as well. It
Yeah,
worked in your
and it was
favour.
brand new. I think we did it 3 weeks after it opened. And then we had a bit of a fallout there. Their general manager basically tried to like push us out, but
Keep the party.
basically keep the party. And he like copied our flyer.
Oh,
He took videos like he'd taken from our event and used them as promo. So that got a bit like, I had to ring him and say, listen, like, let's not go down that road. So yeah, that was a bit funny. And then, we booked in a Christmas one and he said, no, you're not doing it now. And I was fuming. So I thought, I'm going to find somewhere better. And then that's when we did Gaucho.
Gauchos, yeah.
Yeah, I grafted on Gaucho and they said,
You smashed that one.
yeah, and that was probably, I think that's one of the best ones that we did, innit?
Which one? The one in
Gaucho
In the
downstairs.
city.
that's probably my favorite event
Yeah.
we've done.
Yeah, that
To
was-
this day, I'll say that's probably my favorite event
was
we've done.
good.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it was like everyone from back in the days
Yeah.
in there as well.
Yeah, I think that's why I liked about it so much. Because like all the old school people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that
And they
part.
seem to always follow you guys around. Like,
That's why I think we've been so fortunate though.
Yeah.
We could, I'm not being funny, we could have a party in like a pub, not being funny.
Yeah.
People will come
Yeah.
because they just know there's going to be a vibe and the music's going to be good. So I think that's why we've been fortunate because we've actually got a following that would just follow us about because they trust in the brand. So that's why it's been good for us, to be fair.
So interesting hearing you guys talk because it feels like one of the like secrets to your success has been you guys like to party anyway. You guys want to put on a good party that you would love. And then all of these people around you feel
100%.
that.
Yeah,
to your point of
kind of just
energy.
all aligns.
It's
That's
amazing to hear that.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, 100%. Like that's what I've always thought. I always thought if I was going,
Yeah.
what would I want?
Yeah.
How would I?
Yeah.
You know, what music? Like we used to go back in, like we used to go Love Juice all the time back in the day when it was like R&B and hip hop over in like 195 in Essex. I think I went there like 3 years on the trot for my birthday.
yeah.
Like place like that. I used to go to Vanity and other stuff, and we just sort of looked at all of those things and thought, can we like take a bit from there, take it from there, all the things we like from that, but then do our own thing with our own people because they're all different crowds. You know what I mean? So, and that's how we kind of worked it. And then from there we just. Yeah, we're never promoters who, when you come in, like we don't chat to you or whatever. Like we, even to this day, we go around everyone.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that. We've been out at events before and the promoters just on their phones, not even like socializing with their guests. And we're just like, how does this work? Like, you get them in cool, but then you don't talk to them, you don't spend any time with them. Like, but we're not like that. We'll walk around, we'll see everyone, have a conversation.
That's your art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, I think some promoters don't know any of the guests.
Yeah.
To just walk around, but it's for you to know everyone. That's why everyone keeps saying, all right, if I'm going to go out on this event, I choose you to.
Yeah,
Understand? At least he's going to talk to me. Or
Yeah. At least make you feel welcome. Like, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, 100%. The way I look at it, they're putting money in our pocket.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is still a business. As much as it's a night out, it's a business transaction.
Yeah.
They're coming out and we want like nice girls and good guys to come out, but they're still putting money in our pocket. So the least we can do is say,
exactly.
thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you can. Especially when
there's so many events out there at the minute as well. And you think you're choosing our event to come to. It's the least we can do.
Yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
And when it's brunches and there's food involved as well, there's so many things that can go wrong.
Oh, mate.
So I always want to make sure, everyone's okay. Like, listen, if your food's cold, if this, that, let us know. I'd rather you tell us. And we do that all the time. And to be fair, I think like even if they don't notice it, I think people appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because they know if there is an issue, they can come to me or Ryan. Like we know people who do events, and some people have forgotten speakers. Some people have like who didn't turn up for 3 hours and stuff like that. And then there's no sort of like real remorse really. They're just like, oh, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
It's like the smallest, like to be fair, nothing ever really goes wrong. We're really on it, but if the smallest thing does, we're like, right now, how do we do it? Like there's been times when me and him have been in the back washing up because certain staff haven't turned up. You know, we've served food. I think we did one Christmas one, and 2 chefs called in sick. So we had like the door girl, she was like acting as a sous chef. The rest of us were serving food.
Andrea was a sous chef.
No, I wasn't. No. But yeah, like listen, and the team we've got working with us, like everyone's on the same page. Like we're all family. So like Ryan's brother works with us, my cousins, we're all pretty much family. And then Andrea, who we've worked
Been with you for years,
since we started at Buddha anyway. So everyone's like in it together, and I think that's what again. And people see that, people come and get their ticket scanned, and everyone knows that's my cousin. And then they see like his brother DJ, and so they automatically get that family feel.
Family feel,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, so I think that it all adds up, definitely.
Do you have any like problems like when you organise your brunches and stuff? Like anything that comes up, you're like, oh crap, I don't really want to be dealing with that. Or has it always been like smooth sailing?
No, not really.
Nah.
No?
To be fair, I think we've been doing it so long, and me and him work really well together. Like he lets me get on with doing all like the nitty-gritty organising stuff. He does more of the like letting everyone know, making sure that everyone's there. Like I might say to him, right, you need to let everyone know that they have to be there by 4 because starters come at 4:15. So he'll go and do that. So we work in tandem, like, and we never clash ever. Like there's never any issues. Like, and I think it works perfectly. Like I know some people do events and they clash because they both want to try and do this, or one doesn't agree with that. Whereas I let him do his thing because he's good at that. He lets me do my thing. And then it just works seamlessly. And to be honest, like, we're both like, I think we're both good at what we do. So we don't really have any problems. Like the only times there are issues is like, for example, like I know you've had this a million times. Clubs don't want to pay their bar percentage or bar commission. Telling you it's 10% of this, not 10% of that. Like stuff. That's the only problems we have. Other than that, in terms of our guests and organisation, we get on top of everything. So on the day, and we always know our crowd's good. Touch wood, we've never had a fight to this day.
So everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
If you punch someone, everyone's got 400 people jumping.
Exactly, and especially the brunches, they're like 70% girls anyway. So the man just like too busy looking at girls to even think about who's around them. Do you know what I mean? So
why do you think that is?
What's that?
Like 70% women. Do you think because they're so organised, or
no? We push it that way.
Okay.
We don't let anyone come. We don't let any guys come we don't know.
All right.
The way we monitor our guys is proper.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know, you're not getting in.
Right.
Yeah, literally.
So if a guy saw your event like online on socials and you don't know them,
unless it was like for a friend of a friend that we know, then you. But if you're just a random, we'll be like, no, because we can't risk. We don't want to risk it with the brand.
Okay.
All it takes is someone that comes, doesn't really know you, get drunk, starts carrying on, makes a scene, and then it's our name at the end of the day. So we just don't like to work like that.
Yeah.
And to this day, it's worked. It's worked for us, so we don't really want to change it.
And we like listen, Ryan knows everyone anyway, so there's more than enough man that Ryan knows to fill it. Like with me as well, like I still play football now, so like I bring my football team for team nights out, like mates who play for other teams to do their Christmas dues and stuff like that. So just with that together, that's more than enough.
That's true.
You know, so yeah, we don't like if a random guy messages the page. Nah, they don't even. Most of them don't even open a message. So I think like you might be a sound guy, but if it's one rule for one, it has to be one rule for another.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? And then so unless Jules, you said to me, "Listen, my boy wants to come. Like he's cool, blah blah." Then you can vouch for him, and I trust you. Then but other than that, we keep it girl heavy, and it works. And it works with the venues as well. Like all the venues, like they'll look on the Instagram page, they see like it's girl heavy. And I'm always honest. I say, listen, it won't be the best bar spend you've ever had. It'll be a good bar spend, but it won't be the price of some of the others. But you'll have 70% girls. So one, it'll look good for your place. You can have loads of pictures and videos. You know, you're more than welcome to use them for your own branding as well. And I can almost guarantee there'll be no trouble.
And the venues get gassed anyway. They wouldn't have it again anyway. Wicked with you. All right, that's wicked. So from brunches, you moved on to festivals, Summer Jam Festival.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. How did that come to light?
We were saying it for years, weren't we? For years we were like, want to do a festival, want to do a festival. We used to go to
we used to go to a lot of festivals.
We used to go to the art festival,
ideas from.
And we used to go and we'd have wicked days.
Yeah.
We'd be like, we need to do this, man. Like, we need
Then you take a step back, you're like, oh, this could be us, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the promoter's dream, really.
Yeah.
Festival or club owner.
Yeah.
When you're doing a festival, it's a bit like one day to kill it, really.
Yeah.
I think like, I should always remember us going to like We Are Festival and we'd spend the whole day in the Love Juice tent.
Yeah.
Back then we used to go Love Juice anyway.
Yeah.
And we'd have the best day.
Mm.
And then because we knew some of the DJs and that, so sometimes like they'd bring us on stage or whatever, and then you get gassed.
5 minutes of fame on the stage.
Yeah. And you're thinking, I need to do this. And I think like I inquired quite a few times in like local places, but no one just wanted to give it like a chance. Like, you know, councils wouldn't reply. There was a few sort of like farmers' fields that I knew did events, and they were a bit funny and stuff. And then, yeah, just we kept pursuing it, and then we got brought in COVID when you had to have the pods and all that.
Yeah. I came to that one as well.
Yeah, you come to that one. Yeah. And that was that was all right. That was like put on by another company. They facilitated it and they said, look, why don't you come down? And we started partnering with Hush Events.
Yeah.
And we did one. And that was all right. It was obviously our first festival. It rained all day, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it was just as everything was coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
So I think we still had 700 people there in the pouring rain, which was good because it was only meant to be, I think it was only meant to be 1,000. And I think people just wanted to get out of the house, didn't they?
Yeah.
We were giving out free ponchos and everything.
But how did it work? Because I remember going to it, we had like 6 around the table and then like the space was massive. It was like from me to you. No, even further. It was like 3 or 4 meters. Then you had to wave at everyone.
Yeah.
There was no one dancing in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one was allowed to party. So there was security everywhere. So get back onto your chairs and stuff.
Yeah. Remember we had to turn the music off a few times.
Yeah.
There was a point where then it was like everyone gets drunk and it's like, oh, because you could walk to the bar, like come out your pod, walk to the bar, and obviously you might walk past your mates, and then all of a sudden you're in the pod with your mates and that.
Yeah.
And then so we'd get to like a stage where like everyone's just mingling and dancing.
Yeah.
And then everyone, like all the security would shit themselves and like, oh, no. So like someone would run on stage, turn the music off, and then some girl would go, can everyone please go back to your pod? We will not put the music on until you go back to your pod. And everyone would, 10 minutes later, bang, same thing.
Yeah.
Because every time you went to buy a drink, you had to walk past someone that you knew. So you're like, you're right, mate, you're talking from here. And you're trying to party with them, but it's not really working.
Yeah.
It was crazy times.
Yeah, it was. So that was the first one.
Yeah.
And then the next year was when we did the one where we had DJ Luck and MC Neat.
That was wicked.
Oh, that one was crazy.
And that was really good.
And we had Continental, didn't we?
Yeah, GT. Yeah, that
obviously, you know, it was killing it at the minute.
Yeah,
that was unreal.
That was wicked.
Where was that?
That was up near me, near Luton.
Right.
Again, same company had facilitated some festivals and they basically got promoters in. So I think Love Juice did one there. I can't remember the other brands, but you know, a few brands did stuff there. And we did it and it was good. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
Set was like really good. But I just looked and thought, we can do this ourselves. Like we don't need something to set up. We can definitely do this from scratch. Like there's no reason why we can't. I just need to find somewhere to do it. Everything else I know I can get. I knew people who'd done stage, lighting, you know, everything where we could do it. And I didn't feel like it was too much work for us to do. Like obviously the previous 2 years, obviously we'd been there, like we'd been looking at like how they do this, how they do that. We weren't just there partying, getting drunk. Like we were also taking notes.
The research and stuff.
Yeah. Just noticing how things are sort of done. And then luckily I got lucky, sort of family friend of mine knew someone in the council in Barnet and they said, look, if you go on the website, you can actually apply because Barnet are looking to bring some money into the area. Like a lot of councils didn't have a lot of money and I think they wanted to bring more events to the area. So they said, you go online, there's an application and did that. I had to have a few meetings and just convince them. And yeah, I think hopefully none of them see this, but I had to tell him it was like pop music and old school. I couldn't mention no hip hop or nothing. Yeah, pop music and you know, like classic. Not one word management, afro, no kind of words like that. But no, they were cool to be fair. They allowed it. First year was only small anyway. It was like 600-700 people. And then
was that in 2022 or 2023?
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, 22.
So this year's one's the 3rd year.
It's the 3rd year.
Yeah, and it was good. Like it went so smoothly. Like and there was literally no problem. There was nothing, no issues at all. Not one problem. No fights, no trouble, no drunken disorderly behaviour. It was just like our normal events, but outside and a few more people.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Then we stayed there. We built a good relationship with the council, and then we're just growing on. And that now we've got a good relationship with them, and they're like, look, anything else you want to do throughout the year, if you want to do something at Christmas or whatever, like just talk to us. You know, we'd love to have you because, you know, we get on well with them. You know, our security team that we use, speak to them and like everyone's very cooperative. There's no funny business. There's no like sort of animosity anywhere. Like everyone's cool. So yeah, that's how we got into it. And yeah, we're just trying to grow it now.
That's amazing. How did it feel pulling your own festival off from the West End days, the journey you guys have been on to actually your own
You
festival.
know, I was funny you say that because there's a moment, was it last year or the year before, when we was all on the stage at the end? I think it was last year. No, the year before. And I think it was last come on, the last song. And you sort of stand on the stage and you look around and you just think, nah, like we've actually done it. You know, when it hits home and you're like, we've actually done, like, we spoke about this and like it's actually come to fruition. Like, and I think that was the time when it hit home and I thought, nah, we're actually doing our thing. You could just see everyone just there with their phones out. It's just, I think that's when it hit home for me. I was just like, yeah, nah, we've really smashed this.
Yeah, I think for me it was last year, and there's actually a video I filmed where everyone's singing, you know, the song where everyone's singing Fugees. They've got mad views online. So DJ Silk plays a Fugees track and then he cuts the music and everyone's singing.
Oh, I think and I think you messaged a message about that. You could just hear, like, you cut the music and it's just like the choir and you could just hear
everyone is singing. Like they've got like full on blasting their lungs out.
Yeah.
And I'm filming and I think in the video I go fuck off. Because I just can't believe it. And you can actually hear it. And then after I was like, oh no, but I thought I was carrying filming because it was a good video. And then some girl actually said to me, she was standing at the front and she goes, I wish I filmed your face. She goes, you look so happy.
Yeah.
And I think I was just smiling like from ear to ear because it's like you said, like you just look at it and you think, and again, when you love going out and like, one thing we always say, one thing we love is like when like a group of girls or guys say, oh yeah, we're chatting about it in a group chat, we've got a jam group chat. And you think, wow, we do.
The amount of time we hear that, like we put an event on, I'm just gonna put in the girls group chat. Like
when your flyer goes up, my friends message me.
Really?
So it means, like, to me, I feel like, you've got such a strong following, you don't even notice.
But that's the thing, Jules. I don't think we realise it.
No.
And honestly, we say it all the time. I don't think we realise how big our following is.
Yeah.
But I think it's because we stay humble with it, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I feel that's the main thing. I feel like the minute you don't stay humble and you get ahead of yourself, that's where things start to go wrong. But yeah, we always say that we don't realise how big our following is.
No, it's massive. And you've done really well to maintain it, because every time I go, even when I went to a festival last year, I was saying hello to everyone there. I've seen you guys.
You've not seen for years,
And then the DJs as well, you've kept them, really, you kind of added a few, but really they've been with you guys for years as well. And that's a really good
It's like a brand, right? You guys have stayed consistent with the brand, and that's probably why people, like, when you have that night out, especially as you get older, you don't want to take any risks.
No.
You know, like, you want to get that right. And it sounds like with, you know, what you guys are doing, you're getting it right. And it's, you know, even getting Jules out these days,
Oh,
you know. Like,
get me out is a tough one now.
It's even like little things, like the amount of, like, even like DJs that approach us about playing. And because we're so fussy with our policy of music, like, we don't really like change. We'll have a different DJ here and there, but we don't really like bringing in new DJs because everyone knows what they're going to get when they come.
Absolutely.
So even with
your brother DJing.
My cousin.
My brother
Your brother DJs. And it's like I know who's playing.
And
I don't even worry about the music. I know what it's going to be like.
Because
even like, sometimes we'll do an event and we won't even put up who's playing. We'll just put up the event. And people, it's because they know no matter who's playing, the music's going to be good. Even that just shows like the pull that it kind of brings in.
That's all. For brunches, we don't ever advertise DJs.
No.
Because we don't need to. Like, everyone knows it's going to be,
the music policy will be the same.
It'd be exactly the same.
So like, when it comes to your festival and you're setting up, say, the stage and everything, like tell us about that. Is that straightforward, or did you have to go through like step by step? Say like the stage, the music, the food. Do you have to organize that all yourself?
Yeah, we do literally everything from scratch. So literally we get the field and it's an empty space.
Yeah.
And then we build everything from scratch. So we get in the people who do the stage, the marquees, you know, the bars, you know, all of that. So, but yeah, it's not that taxing. Like, to be fair, like I love organising stuff. I've got another business anyway, and I'm constantly organising. But I genuinely enjoy it. Yeah. So for me, it's not. I don't find it hard. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then we all chip in. Like, everyone comes down. Like, Ryan will be there. You know, he takes the days off work. The other, like, even the DJs, like his brother, my cousin, and my other family who help out as well. Everyone takes days off. We come down. We chip in. And we organise it. And for us, it's no different to doing a normal event. It's just a few extra bits. But obviously, like, we don't physically put up a stage. I mean, we've got a company that do stages. So it's not like we're there wiring up speakers and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It's more just like delegation, then doing your bit. So like, we might put up, I don't know, say there's like festoon lighting or something like that. We might help hang that up or something like that. Just like little things. But we're more just there to map it out, make sure the people that are setting up the marquees and put it in the right place do the right things. And it's more of just like an organisation, almost like a project management type thing. And it's not too bad. Obviously, like, our festival isn't massive. You know, we haven't got like 10 tents. 50 food vendors.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 17 sets of toilets. Like we haven't got that. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Manageable, innit?
it's one set of toilets, like a couple of bars, a couple of food vendors.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's pretty simple. Do you know what I mean? You can do it. So
So like, what would you like to be? And like, how do you see like Sunday Jam Festival growing into, not Sunday Jam, Summer Jam Festival growing to be like in the next year? Do you want it to expand to 3,000, 4,000 people?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'd love to do one abroad, like an Afro Nation or something.
Nice.
We did actually plan one in Portugal.
Yeah, just before lockdown.
Yeah, like the year of COVID.
Yeah.
And because my mum lives there, so I'm there all the time. And I used to go to these beach clubs, and some of these places in Portugal are like better than any beach club in Marbella or Ibiza. But no, like rich people in Portugal go there, like who live in the north, come down to the south. But English people don't really go there. So I was thinking, nah, I need to do something. I need to do something over here. And we organised it. And we were selling tickets and everything in it. We had it all planned, everything, the marketing plan. We'd been selling tickets, and then COVID hit. We had to cancel it. And then after that, that's when we started the festival. So it got to a point where I was like, right, let's build a festival.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to take it abroad and do like an Afro Nation, like, you know what I mean, 5,000 people in another country. Yeah, I'd love to.
You'll do it.
Do it.
You guys will do it, man.
It's hard now, you know, like in general, like obviously this year, most people know there's been a few festivals that are cancelled due to poor ticket sales.
Yeah.
Like the marketing agency that we use at the minute, like I speak to the guys there, like get on really well with them, and they're just saying like they work on things like wireless and stuff, and they're like, even this year they're struggling.
Yeah.
Like they'll sell it out.
Yeah.
But there was, let's say like last year it sold out by like 3-4 months in advance. This year they only sold out like the day before or something like that.
Yeah.
And they spent like nearly double the budget or something like that. So, I mean, things like that across different brands. So they're saying, I don't know whether it's a combination of like cost of living, the fact that there's loads of festivals now as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, accumulation of, and maybe just people just don't go out the same anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know, because young kids don't really go out
No,
the same.
they don't go out at all as they used to.
Like we used to go to like 3-4 festivals a year at least, and then go Ibiza twice.
Yeah.
And then still be out every Saturday.
But they're out in Ibiza though. Like when I was in Ibiza the other day, there's a lot of young people out partying and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of younger brands out there now. Promotion brands out there, that's why as well.
Yeah, there is, yeah. Yeah, a lot of sort of like kids who just finished uni, 18, 19, just taking like a gap year and just going Ibiza throwing parties.
Yeah. Bringing
all their mates out. And some of them, they're not even going to the big clubs, they're just doing pool parties in these little places.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, we was there the other week, we had an event out there. We was there and I met some guy, he come to our event, I know him. And he was telling us, he goes, I was out last night, and he's like he's like mid, I think he's about 35. He goes, bro, I met this girl last night. She was born in 2006. I had to get up and walk away. I said, I started doing the maths, thinking, how old are you 18, like that.
That's mad.
2006.
That's mad, yeah.
Like that seems like not long ago, do you know what I mean? And it was, we stayed in a hotel, and like all around the pool, we were just chilling, and there was like young lads like play fighting by the pool, bombing in the pool.
Yeah.
Like young girls, just like, it was
Was it Wiki Woo?
No, it wasn't Wiki Woo, to be fair. It was in San Antonio.
Okay.
That's probably why. We usually stay in Bossa, which is a little bit older.
Yeah.
But our event was around that side. We was literally there for the event, and we flew out. So it was like, we're there like 36 hours.
Yeah.
So we thought we'll stay nearby. And it was like, I felt like I was in Ayia Napa or Magaluf or somewhere. But it ain't cheap in Ibiza. So I don't know how they did it. Because I remember
going. All in Ocean Club and everything.
Yeah.
Spending big dough.
Yeah. And they got Louis Vuitton glasses and Burberry sliders. I'm thinking, when I was that age, I think, the first lads holiday I went on, I was 17. I went Cavros. Yeah. $250, paid for my flights, hotel, and gave me some spending money.
Come on with change as well.
Like these, like they go in there, they go in Ocean, they're buying big tables and that. Like, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. They're making money somehow.
Yeah.
Right, gents, we're going to change it up a bit now. So if you want to take a sip of that drink, get ready. But we call this the not so quick fire round. In our brains, we thought this was going to be quick answers, but it never quite works out that way. So I've got some questions. Need you to answer as honest as you can. So the first one is, who's the biggest celebrity you guys are partied with or had at one of your events? Go back to the West End days.
Oh, what? As in like
throughout the journey
times and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, well that was Celeb Tuesday, so everyone was in there. I'm trying to think like the biggest.
I don't know.
Drake.
Yeah, Drake did.
I'll say probably Drake.
Really?
Biggest, I'd say that. There's been a few, but I'll say probably Drake is probably the biggest. Funky Bullet times. But then we've had a few at Nigel's as well, haven't we?
Yeah, we had a lot. It's Scott Disick.
Jake was Jake Holiday. Was it
J. Cole was
J.
in
Cole.
J. Cole was in Runway.
Runway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
I'd
big
probably
one.
say Drake for me. Probably.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's big. That's big.
Oh yeah, I went there. I think. Oh yeah, I went there that night.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know. Probably Trey Songs.
Right.
Done that and he did it after
yeah,
party.
Trey Songz.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was there. He was lipsing every
I
girl.
was gonna say.
He lips in all the bars.
Honestly,
Men are getting looking.
no, honestly, he had 3 girls, and he was like, "You kiss her, then kiss me." And then like, yeah, right, yeah, like, that was mad.
What club was that with? Runway still?
No, that was
That Funky.
Is it Mirage? No, what's one beginning M up near towards Libertine back in the day? Like,
Oh, flipping hell.
began,
M?
yeah, began with an M. I'm talking years ago. I can't remember. Can't remember the name.
It's like
Nah.
a good night.
Sounds like a good night.
That's why you can't remember. Amazing. All right, they're good. They're good. Biggest party animal celeb that you guys have come across?
Probably Dean Gaffney, to be honest.
Oh,
He loves
Oh,
it,
he
yeah.
loves it, didn't he?
Yeah, he loves it.
Oh.
I've seen him in Iron Napa. I saw him on Anchored. I see him in Ibiza. I think everywhere. I've seen him in Marbella.
Yeah.
Like,
saw him in Dubai literally
Yeah.
about 3 months ago.
yeah, like he's everywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and he's never sober. Like, so probably him. That's what it is.
Amazing,
Amazing.
amazing.
Nah, do you know who it is actually? Ross Barkley.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I see him getting fireman carried out of Bagatelle once.
Yeah.
Lived in down in
he can put
1942.
some-
Oh my
Like
gosh.
juice, and then he had his top off,
Oh my gosh.
danced on tables. Yeah, he was.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was on one.
Love that.
Love that. You've got a few, Ryan, man.
I'm trying to think.
Anyone who can rival your party animal instincts?
I think, man.
Wait, we can get back to him.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think.
I got a nice, easy one for you. Nicest celeb that you guys have had at an event. They get a bad rap. They get a bad rep sometimes. Who's the nicest one?
Celeb.
Nice celeb. It was really nice. She's not massive, but randomly she was in Dollhouse. I don't know why, but remember Kim Marsh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And she
yeah.
was just like a normal lady. Like she was so polite and nice. And I don't know what the hell she was doing in Dollhouse. I was getting Mandem in there, and she was there with like a couple of like, older white guys. I don't know what she was doing in there.
Yeah.
But she was just like, if you didn't know who she was, you would think she's just like some nice middle-aged lady.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what footballer was nice. When we done Owls, what Kieran, the right back, what's his name?
Nathaniel Klein.
Nathaniel Klein, sorry.
Yeah, he was
Hey.
cool.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
cool.
Nice guy. And you think most footballers obviously they're cool, but or some of them act up, but he was so like genuine, so nice, and like even when the table wasn't sorted, he wasn't like on you or nothing. He just waited
Yeah,
sort it
because he come in and I think there was some people on his table, and we said, sorry, we've got to get these people off the table, clear it, whatever. And he's like, yeah, it's cool, no problem. Like he was cool. Where you get some people, some people aren't footballers,
like proper big
and
time.
they're like pulling up faces and
Puffing and puffing.
Yeah.
but yeah, he was cool. Yeah, he was very cool.
Oh,
Like, he was very.
So you use the word act up. Who's been the biggest pain in your backside, celeb? This is therapy for some of our guests, just to be clear. So you've got the perfect chair for the therapy session here.
Pain in the backside. Things we haven't had loads and loads.
Yeah.
I mean, because the type of events that we do, we don't make them like really over exclusive and stuff like that. So we don't generally pull in that that crowd. So, do you know who was rude actually? Do you remember who's the black and mixed race guys that won? Is it X Factor? Britain's Got Talent?
What, the dancing one?
It was the three of them.
Yeah, 3 or 4 of them. They danced and
I think you had them at. No, one of your.
What was the
events.
tall mixed race one called? He was on I'm a Celebrity. Miles something.
Oh, what were they called?
Well, they like a boy band.
Yeah, there's a boy band.
JLS.
Yeah. Like JLS, but it was like a few years
After or before?
after. And they came to. There's a couple of them from Watford, and they came to.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. And they won X Factor, but they came like third. Or
Yeah, they came third, but they actually done better than the person who won. I think.
Yeah. Oh,
What's the
mate.
name?
You got me now.
There's a couple in it, and they were rude. They come to the Sunny Jam in Watford, and they have no guest list, no tickets, turned up.
Yeah.
And then my cousin said to them, "Oh yeah, it's £20 each, whatever." And they were like, "No, do you know who we are?" So my cousin come to me, she said, like, you want to let them in for free? I said, yeah, that's fine. Like, people can take pictures of them. It's fine. Let them in.
Yeah.
Then like, well, where's our table? So hang on, we didn't know you was coming. And then,
Okay.
and the mad thing was, like, my staff come to me saying that they're rude. I was thinking, oh, okay. I said, look, get a photographer, send her over there. As long as we get some pictures, at least then we can get something out of it. They take photos. And then the tall mixed race guy, I'm sure his name's Miles. He was like, no photos. And I'm thinking, like,
get out.
Yeah, like, do you know what I mean?
I mean,
And they were moaning about the size of their table and stuff. And I remember thinking, like, you're not even putting your hands in your pocket.
yeah.
You know what I mean, like, so.
Yeah.
And we didn't invite you. Like, we invited you, and you got
you just
off.
turned
It's
up,
fine.
right,
But you just turned up, like. And like, I think 3 of them I think they might all be from Watford or like around that way. And the event was in Watford, so it's not like you've travelled halfway across the country.
Yeah.
And you get, do you know what I mean? So. Yeah, I remember them. They were rude, and the photographer said to me, like, he was really rude to her. She tried to take a photo, and he like almost like switched on her. Like, I told you don't take photos.
Oh, mate. Well, we don't even remember their name.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay, that shit will catch up with you.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, they're nowhere now.
yeah, exactly. All right. Live or dead? What celeb, famous person would you love to have at one of your events?
Alive or dead?
Alive or dead? Yeah.
Yeah, MJ for me.
MJ.
Yeah,
Yeah?
100%.
Nice.
Yeah, imagine them 2 on stage.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Shut down. Shut down.
Honestly.
Yeah, I think MJ for me, definitely.
Yeah.
For me, it would be Drake.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like me and him would get on. I reckon it'd be one of the boys. You know what I mean? Like, I can relate to a lot of songs, his lyrics, the way he is, and that. I see him when I beef. I think, what would a man then? Yeah, I think Drake definitely.
Oh, wicked.
Amazing. All right. Yeah. 2 very good ones. And last one, like, what event or hospitality experience have you guys seen that you respect and you rate? Maybe wish it was your baby, your concept.
I think for me, it's Nuage and Vanity.
So I'm not done the watch. But yeah, for me, I'll say Vanity.
Yeah, I think they're both.
But you guys are not far off from them.
No, but I think they've got like, they've just like, in terms of their clientele, especially the guys that they have like celebrities, footballers, like it's next level.
Yeah.
Like, the bar spends and stuff that they do in those kind of events is like astronomical.
Yeah.
And I think that they've built a culture that is, it's not for everyone. Don't get me wrong. Like we've taken some, like we've gone and we invited some people with us, and they've gone, nah, this ain't for me.
Yeah,
because it is quite bougie and stuff like that. But that we love it. I mean, how many times? Remember time I went the SDK one?
Yeah.
And me and Ryan went there and we got drunk, and I think we spent about 10 minutes with each other. The rest we was like ping.
We went together and we hardly saw each other the whole night.
And we just like walked past. You're right, yeah. And then it was off again. Like we just like chatting to everyone. Like had a wicked vibe, and they're just they're very, very, very good events. And what they've done abroad as well, like in terms of in Marbella and stuff, and how they've got a foothold there.
Yeah.
And especially with Nuage, like how they've basically taken over the whole of the north, and there's nothing like that really up there.
Yeah.
And I think what they've done and how they've built a brand like that. And I know that both of them have had troubles as well, where they've had like issues because they have such high spending tables. Obviously, it attracts a certain type of people sometimes, so they've had issues, but they've overcome them and they've come out the other side. And and I think also Love Juice as well. Obviously, like everyone knows the stories that happened with Love Juice when they were a bit more R&B and hip hop and stuff, and how they didn't give up on a brand.
That's
like
right.
George kept going, and now he put up a thing the other day, like he's every week in Marbella, every week in Ibiza now, and he put something up like saying to young promoters, keep going.
Yeah.
And it's true, and fair play. Like you have to respect that.
Yeah.
Because I think he had a stabbing in Camden.
Yeah.
And then he had the acid attack as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then he still managed to push through.
Yeah. And
now he's still got his thousands of people coming to his events. He's done really well.
After that, I did what I had to do. And
so
I think after the Camden thing, I think it was like blacklisted from a load of places.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to go anywhere in Camden either.
Yeah. And he kept going. He found ways around it. And I thought, fair play. Because like when we used to go to Love Juice, like it couldn't be further from what it is now.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point, and we had a conversation about this last year. Like, at what point does the event you do become something that you love and enjoy to actually, we have to make business decisions now.
Yeah.
And it's not just about, we're having a good time. We have to do things maybe where we think, okay, we might not necessarily like that, but if the crowd does, or if that's where it's going, the business is going, and we're going to make money from it.
Yeah.
Because there's been times where we've done events and we've not really made any money, but everyone's been happy, and you think, all right, cool, you can stomach because everyone's still had a good time. No one knows what the finances are. They know they just turned up and had a good time.
Yeah.
We had one a couple of years ago at Christmas, and it was like, it was a really good event, and we went to an after party, but it snowed during the event, so no one could get to the after party. And the after party was kind of our profit. I banked on doing the after party, so I'd overspent on DJs and entertainment. So the brunch was wicked, like loads of entertainment.
Yeah.
And we broke even there, and the profit was going to be the after party. 200 people coming in, £20 each plus.
Was it my place?
Yeah, remember June?
Oh, flipping out. Yeah, and it was snowing heavily.
Yeah.
Oh, flipping out.
Like, there was buses skidding, like it wasn't just
Yeah, it was
it
cars.
was mad. Yeah, like, I think we had about 40 people in there.
Yeah.
And so we didn't make no money. So it gets to a point where you think, right, okay, you can do that a couple of times.
Yeah.
And the main thing is obviously everyone has a good time. We've done the brunches and like the rooftop parties for so long now. It has to get to a point where, right, when does it become a business? Do we keep it as it is and just make a little bit of money, or do we actually think, well, the time and effort we've put in over the years and how we built it, like we probably deserve to make something more out of it. We can still do the small stuff, you know, but you can as well. And I think that's kind of what we want to do with the festival. Hence why we started like a little house brand as well.
Grape. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah. Saw it.
We're gonna start trying to get onto that and pushing that now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you want to have like
more like the house, more like house side of it.
So you can have a social kind of brand, and then you have a brand which you can promote commercially to make a big business, really.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So if
like a Love Juice or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I mean, if we, I don't know, if we could do like 2 or 3 large scale events a year,
yeah,
and then just a couple of small things like intimate for our close people, I think for me that would be a lot better, because like, I love doing brunches, and especially the sit down ones. They're really good, but they're also a headache.
Yeah,
like trying to get orders off 250 people. Yeah. You get 20% of them who are like, well, I don't like this, I like that.
And so, well, I'm allergic to something.
Oh, well, I went there for a week. Yeah, like, all of that. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And so it does become hard. So,
well, they rock up late and they still want their 3-course meal.
Oh,
that happens a lot.
Really?
They come late and then the kitchen's closed. Oh, but I put an order in. Yeah, but you've come later than when you're meant to be.
Yeah, 2 hours late. There's one girl that comes to every event, innit? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly. And that's why I started laughing. I know exactly what you're talking. Yeah, go on.
And she, every single event, don't worry, I'll be there on time. She orders, gets there, dessert's finished.
Yeah.
She comes and she expects her main course. And saying, the chefs are finished. Like they've cleaned the kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pay for a ticket. See, but the ticket says you've got to be at 3. It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And she does it every event, and she cusses, and then she's sulking. She's sulking the whole night. But then after she's like, oh, wicked night. Thanks.
And still keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's wicked.
Amazing. So one of the things I think we all know is like any event, there's always headaches, there's always nightmare things that go wrong. But like, what's the craziest thing that's happened at one of the events or one of your nights or brunches that's going to put a smile on people's faces?
Not crazy, but I think one of the things that stands out was when we done Shaka Zulu and that girl, when we had that party.
Yeah.
I can't remember how many people it's going to be, but we were booked in a party. And the girl was like, what can I bring for the table? And I was like, like, what do you mean what can you bring for the table? And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I want to know if I can bring snacks. And we was just like,
oh yeah, I remember this one.
I was like, snacks? Like, she wanted to bring her own biscuits and stuff and eat it.
Yeah.
Honestly, she wanted like breadsticks and dip.
Hummus and everything.
I cannot believe it. That's probably one of the funniest things I've heard from a guest.
But she said it like with so much chest as well. It was a thing.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's like she didn't see the problem in her asking. Yeah. It's normal. And I was just like, no, it doesn't run. It don't run. I know it's a restaurant.
She would have Haribo's or hummus.
Getting the tablecloth out.
Oh, gosh.
She's ready to set up shop, I think.
Because remember we used to bring out the birthday cake, didn't we, every time?
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, there's a birthday cake.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to eat that table. Like, nah, she wanted full on like party snacks.
Oh, gosh. Bring back memories, man.
That's got to be probably the funniest, I think.
Yeah.
Amazing. And in terms of like, I know you talked a little bit about the future for you guys. Like, you've talked about maybe doing stuff abroad. Like, what does that look like for you?
I think, especially in this game, you have to be dynamic.
Yeah.
And like Junior's done 1,000,001 things.
Yeah.
He's always coming up with new ideas. I remember I asked him once, how do you think of the ideas? And he actually said to me, sometimes I'm just sitting on the toilet and think of like, and
damn, I'm not gonna get that image.
Oh my god!
But it's true. You have to like the party scene has changed so much now.
Yeah.
And I feel like almost like even like brunches will start to eventually die out.
Yeah.
And then there'll be something else. And people want experiences now.
Yeah.
People want to do things. That's why things like party and paint and stuff, and like the bingo stuff and stuff where you're not just there partying and drinking, like you're actually physically doing something, activity. So I think, yeah, for us, like we just sort of every year we look at it, and then if we feel like something's dying out, then we'll look at, something else. And
Brilliant.
we look around, we see like people are sort of in our demographic, the people that come out of us, what the things they're doing all the time. That's kind of why we did Ibiza, because like we're on Ibiza all the time.
Yeah.
Everyone we know goes to Ibiza every year. So we're like, well, might as well do a party there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I think, I don't know, you kind of have to go with the flow, be able to be dynamic. We're going to see what happens with the house thing as well. Try and do sort of like, a couple of house events with some good DJs and that, because not all of our crowd, but a lot of our crowd do like house as well. And if that takes off, brilliant. If it doesn't, we'll try something else. Like there's no shame in trying.
Totally.
Yeah.
Amazing. And in terms of like young people wanting to get into like the event space and hospitality, like what are the tips? What advice would you give them for sort of making a career? Because one of the things that's amazing is you can come from nothing in this industry and like really create something big for yourself. You know, you guys said about the festival. When you guys first got into the game, as wanted to be a bar star, we're going to do a festival. Definitely not. So, like, what kind of advice would you give some young people?
I think one of the main things, I think you've got to be likable, 100%, 100%. That's one of the key ones. You've got to just be willing to put in the work, to be fair, because obviously, especially at the start, it's a lot of graft. It's only when you've done it for so long, then you can obviously what you've done speaks for itself. But you've got to be willing to put in the graft from early, and like especially with getting a younger crowd in now as well.
Totally.
Like I'd say, but you definitely have to be sociable and likable, definitely 100%.
Amazing.
Yeah, and don't be a creep as well.
Yeah. I'll definitely don't be a creep.
Don't be a creep, because for me, like that's the worst thing as a man to be known as. Oh, he's alright. He's a bit of a creep though. Like someone said about me, I'll be like, what? Nah. So don't like. There's a lot of pros who do it. Because they just want to be around girls and stuff like that, and they're in it for the wrong reasons. And
that's right.
Or they think that a girl asks for a guest list or a ticket to their event, and they try it on. Like don't do that, because then it gives us a bad name.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people that we've met saying, "Oh, you just promoted to get girls." And you're like, well, nah, like I got girls before, mate. Like, I don't need to promote her to have to talk to a girl. Do you know what I mean? So that's one thing I'd say, because it does put a bad reputation on the whole industry, you know, and the whole thing. But it's good if you like going out and you like partying. It's a wicked way to make money. I'm sure that the West End still do the same thing with your 10-10 and whatever. You get percentage of whatever your guest pay on the door. Like the money you can earn unlimited. Like bank holiday weekends, remember we used to do balling on a Sunday.
And
we'd have like an event, like a night on a Saturday. Then we do district balling, and it was like 10-10. And like because it was bank holiday, we were making like £600-700 on a weekend. We were like 24, 25.
Yeah.
So you're thinking like, this is mad.
Yeah.
And it's all cash as well.
Cash.
So
that was the good old days.
Yeah, you walk into your car, you're a bit scared, big one of cash in your pocket, but you're buzzing. Like, and you put the graft in, and you can make good money, and you're out, like you're socializing. That's if you like that kind of thing. Yeah, and just be honest as well. Don't lie.
Just
don't lie.
Be honest, definitely.
If you can't do something, just say you can't.
Exactly.
That's the easiest way to do it.
People respect you more. It's when you lie, and people are expecting a full-on table, or expecting free entry or queue jump, and they get there and it's none of that. That's when they get vexed. And so that's what I would say.
Amazing. Wow. Some inspirational tips there, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Another episode of Speakeasy Club, but thanks again.
No, thank you for having us. It's been good.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Rose.
Cool.
Cheers.
That was good.
That was good. You see? You get into it, innit?
Yeah.
Let's get a picture.
Amazing.